We're live, dog. What's up?
We are live. What's up, man? Good to see you again, man. It's been a while.
Eh, Nice to see you. Is this, dude? It has been a while. Is this number three?
This is, yeah,
Is it?
yeah.
Okay.
I was looking back the other day when we were talking about getting me on. I was like, fuck, dude, when was the last time I was on the podcast? And it was right before my first elk hunt back in like 2022. So it's been a few years.
I
Yeah.
remember that. Yeah, because you were recording it in the car. I remember that.
No, I think that was the first one.
Was it?
I was going on a hog hunt for that first one. Yeah, I was with my
Okay.
buddy Chance and we were driving out to like we were trying to try our hand at a public land hunt out here in Texas. It's fucking god awful.
You're still out in Texas, right?
Yep, yep, yeah. We're just north of Austin now. We moved out of the city about 2.5 years ago. Just when I was working for Tac Games, still we moved our office up in like the Georgetown Round Rock area. So I ended up getting a spot up here with the wife.
Good. And what are you
Yeah,
doing
man.
now?
So I'm a general manager for a company called 40 Years of Zen. So I completely switched up the game. Basically it's a neurofeedback program. So we run a 5-day retreat for people, and the whole goal is, or the whole basis of it is all neuroscience, neurofeedback based. So they come see us on Monday. We work with them from Monday to Friday, and they're doing a whole bunch of different training that pertains to neurofeedback training. And the goal is to help improve cognitive performance. So we're able to like quantify their progress in the program throughout the week. So there's a lot of secret sauce built into it that my boss put together with the program, but it's really cool, man. It's completely different from what I was doing, but with the baby and amount of traveling I was doing beforehand with TAC games, I needed to make a switch. So I got lucky and just found a really good spot. Gave me a great offer. Don't have to travel anymore. So it's been a blessing.
Well, dude, your schedule with just being a husband was tough, let alone being a
Yeah,
daddy and a husband.
yeah, man. It was with tactical games. So you and I talked last podcast like 2022. That was probably like, man, I would probably say like 6 months before I took that job at tactical games. And dude, I mean, and people don't know it unless they've like really been in the sport for a long time. They're like close to the people that run it, but like in order to run that sport efficiently and do it to its fullest extent, man, like you have to be locked into it, and it's almost like a 24/7 gig, man. The travel schedule. I loved it. Don't get me wrong. Like I got to, I mean, you name your favorite outdoor industry. Like I've worked with them. We worked with them. We got to play around with all the toys, all the guns, all the optics, travel all over the country. We got to take it international last year for the first time, which was, I mean, like none of us really saw that coming, and it just kind of happened. And got to do a lot of cool shit, man. I absolutely loved it. I always joke that I just like ran away and joined the circus for 4 years. And we had a great time, dude. But just in realizing I was becoming a dad, my wife and I were just looking at each other like there's zero chance that both of these exist in the same ecosystem. And I wasn't giving I ain't giving up the wife and kids, so I had to leave the circus and figure out a new option for me. So
Did that feel like a selfish play at the time or not really? Like traveling all the time, 4 years, doing what you
yeah,
loved.
at times it did for sure. I'm lucky. I mean, like my wife is my rock, and she knows that if I've got both feet in the boat on something and I really love it, she supports me through it. And it took a lot of work on our end, just like managing, our communication, trying to stay on top of like making time for each other when I am home. And it was selfish uh, at certain stints because, and not necessarily. That's a hard question. So it was selfish because I enjoyed it, I liked it, but I really felt like I was of service to that community, and I really enjoyed putting those events on, and I loved seeing how much people got out of it, and mixing that with like the growth that we were seeing, and just kind of like everything that was involved in it. But there definitely was some selfishness there, and that was something that was hard for me to kind of figure out. His lines were kind of blurred a little bit there here and there, but like I said, having a kid coming up here and talking to my wife, we were like, this is, we got to change something, and that was kind of what perpetuated the move out of the company.
How old's your boy?
He is three. He'll be 3 months on Tuesday.
Dude, when you guys did the gender reveal thing, I'm not
Yeah,
bullshitting you. I probably watched that thing a dozen times.
yeah,
Yeah,
It
I
was
got emotional. I got emotional watching like y'all's reaction because it
yeah.
wasn't long ago when we had like a similar thing that we did too, and it
Hmm.
brought me right back there. I was so juiced. I think
Oh,
I texted you or DM'd you or I can't remember.
yeah,
I hit you at some point though, dude. I
yeah.
watched it so many freaking times. I was so excited for you.
I mean, dude, I mean, you get it being a dad, like that moment that you find out like what you're having, and like I would have been happy with both, but like, obviously, like I wanted to have a boy at some point, and I had like a very visceral gut feeling that we were having a boy, and like right before we were doing the gender reveal, all my wife's friends were like, "No, you're gonna have a girl, you're gonna have a girl." They're trying to sway us and all that, and I was like, we got the balloons at Party America, and I'm fucking shaking the confetti in it. I'm like, oh, this sounds blue. This sounds like it's blue. And dude, when I saw it, I mean, it was just as emotional as when I saw my son for the first time, to be honest. Like it was uh, just an overwhelming feeling, man, of joy. It's very hard to describe unless you've been there.
You did an archery shot, right?
I did, yeah,
And how
yeah.
far was the shot?
That was 40 yards.
Bro, I'd have probably missed it.
Yeah. I was worried. My mother-in-law was there, my sister-in-law, my nephew, everybody's watching, and I'm like, I can't fucking miss this thing. I'm like, it's a 24-inch balloon at 40 yards. I'll tell my son it was 100 yards at some point, just to build the lore and all that.
No doubt.
But yeah, man, it was beautiful, man. We got to do it at the YO Ranch, which is it's an awesome, like one of the most historic like big game ranches here in Texas. My buddy Ryan manages the ranch, and he's like, man, you guys come on out, stay the weekend, enjoy yourselves. They had a game sale going on, a bunch of stuff going on, so we got to have our own little thing and our own little spot on the property, and then we got to go celebrate with the staff and everybody over there. It was a really special weekend, man. It was awesome.
What's been how do I want to phrase this? Is it what you thought it would be? For me, I'll guess I'll kind of kick us off.
Yeah,
Everybody's like, "Man, your life changes. It gets so much difficult." I'm like, "No, it doesn't. It just gets better." Like that was
yeah,
my point of view. You just have to prioritize your
hmm,
time a little bit differently. It's not,
yeah,
the Nick show. It's not the Tyler show anymore.
yeah,
Uh, it's like 10x better than what I thought it would be, and I had it
yeah,
like talked up pretty big in my mind that it was gonna be already great. What's
yeah,
your
yeah.
experience been like three
It,
months in the game? It's like the new dads
very,
podcast, dude. So we're gonna talk
yeah.
about being daddies.
There we go. Man, very similar to yours. I was not. I'll tell you. So the first week, we did a home birth, and we did
You
that.
did? I didn't know that.
We did, yeah, yeah. So we made the decision at like I think my wife was like 20 weeks pregnant, and we were kicking around different options and ideas and doing our research, and she was like, "Man, I don't feel comfortable doing it in a hospital." So I was like, "Fuck it, you want to do it at home? Let's do it. Like that sounds awesome."
God
And
bless you, dude. That was not me, bro.
she was all for it, dude, and she's a trooper, man. Like I mean, the from start to finish, she just did incredible. But from the moment I saw my son, like I don't know if this happened for you, but like I just got a overwhelming feeling of being fucking terrified, like love and terrified at the same exact time. It was very weird because like the severity of the situation of like this is my son. Like I finally see him. I can like he's tangible. He's there. And I'm like, I am responsible for every facet of his life moving forward. And I don't know, man. It was just like a really it was a tough, overwhelming feeling. Like I was excited for it. I'm there for the challenge, but I was just worried for his safety, I guess. I guess that was kind of like the root of it. And the next day he started getting some shallow breathing, and we called our midwife. They came back over. They started checking him out because when he was born, everything was fine. Perfect birth was totally good, no problems. Newborn exam was great. So, but the next morning he had that shallow breathing. So, long story short, we went to the hospital. We spent 4 days in the NICU. He was on a cannula, so he had like breathing tubes in him. He's all hooked up, and I remember going out to my truck after like the first day, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm kind of like just staring at my truck, taking a minute to myself, and I'm like, holy fuck, man. I was like, am I gonna be this fucking terrified for the rest of my life for this guy? Like I was so worried for him, man, because like you can't do anything. And you can just all you can do is just be there, and you gotta be and being there for my wife and like watching her be so like emotionally just distraught over it. It was tough, man. It was a very very hard situation, to see her go through that and see him go through that. But then, like, I mean, luckily, like he got out, we got there Tuesday, got back home Saturday, and he's been fucking perfect since, man. I mean, he's just been growing steadily. He's gaining a ton of weight. He's a chunky little boy now. He's just like smiling, laughing. He can recognize my face. Like it's that terror has gone away significantly. Now I'm just always just worried. Now I just want to make sure he's safe, right? Like he's happy and all that good stuff. But it's the best fucking thing in the world, dude. Like like you get back home from being at the office and like they recognize your face and you find one thing that makes him smile or he starts giggling and I'll fucking just do it until he's just like over it. I can't get over just like listening to him laugh and smile at me, dude. It's the best thing in the world, man. I was so worried about leaving my job because it was just like I've been doing it for 4 years and it was a lot of my identity. And I kind of like when I get into something, like it kind of, I go all in on shit. And I did that with tap games. So I was worried about it, man. I was worried I was going to like lose friends. I was worried I wasn't going to, be in the mix anymore. And like, as soon as I saw my son, I was like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'll figure it out, and, I can have asked to make a better decision. And it's just like new kid, new career all at the same time. It felt overwhelming, but like I'm in the mix now. I'm settled. Like it's all good, man. It's just making those decisions for your family. Like it's nothing. I feel like if you're in the right frame of mind, like you're never gonna regret making those decisions.
No, and it's never the appropriate time either. You know,
No,
a lot of people wait to have kids and wait to do this and wait to do that, and man, you just figure
just
it
gotta
out.
let it happen. You just gotta
Just
let it happen, man. It happens when it's supposed to. How'd you feel? So when you became a dad and you saw your son, like what was that first week or like month for you like?
immediately, dude, I almost had a panic attack.
Yeah, yeah.
As soon as he
I
as soon as he
I
came out, I went into instant sweats.
yeah.
I literally had to take my shirt off, and like the people there were asking me, "Are you okay? Are you good?" I'm like, "I just need a second." I think
Yeah.
I was so strong for the labor, and then
Yeah.
it happened, and then it all hit me at once, and I needed
Hmm.
10 minutes. I thought I was
Yeah.
gonna faint. It was weird,
Yeah.
man. It was
No,
weird.
I get that. I get that for sure, man. It's you're in the thick of it the whole time, and then it's like, okay, he's finally here, and you're like, holy shit, dude. It's just like a massive sigh of relief. But yeah, it was definitely a little dicey there for a little bit. It was definitely terrifying for a bit for me.
Yeah, dude. And has he had a fever yet?
No, well, knock on wood, man. Nothing yet.
Oh, well, you can knock all the fuck you want, but it's gonna happen, and then you're gonna freak out again, dude.
How old
You're
was your
gonna,
kid when he got his first fever?
I don't know, it like 4 or 5 months, maybe 3 4
Yeah.
months. I don't know. He's had
Yeah.
two fevers, and it
Mhm.
sucks.
Yeah.
Like the feeling of hopelessness you're talking about, dude.
Hmm.
It's you can't do anything.
Yeah. Yeah. And he doesn't know what's going on, which makes it worse.
Nah,
You
nah.
can't
He's got no
explain it
idea.
to him. You can't like talk him off the ledge because he's crying or anything like that. You just gotta let him go through it.
So bad, bro. You'd think on paper that the mom would be the worry wart, and then the dad would be like, "Oh, nah, it's cool."
Yeah.
My wife and I's dynamic with him is complete opposite, dude. Like that's me. I did a post on it a few months ago.
Yeah.
I asked the internet, Am I the only dad that struggles with this shit?"
I think I
Every,
remember that. You posted, wasn't it? I think you put it on a story or something like that a couple months ago.
yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
it can't just be me.
Yeah.
People are telling me it gets better, or it gets worse, and
Hmm.
I don't know. I see the neighbor boys like ripping their bikes down the road a million miles an hour and
Yeah.
jumping curbs, and they're all banged up and scratches all
Yeah.
over them. I have a freaking heart attack.
I feel like I'd be less worried about that versus like being sick. I don't know. Being sick, I feel worse about than him like going out and just like, roughhousing or doing something, just being, boys being boys. But it's this the sick part and like seeing that is rough, especially like dude, like dude's trying to like put needles in him and shit when he's like a day old. It's just like, that was rough, dude. it was a tough one for sure. But my wife is she's been fucking just you find a whole new level of respect for your wife when you see them go through that, and then you just see how they handle everything. It's nothing short of just like absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I don't know if I could have done it. I don't think I could have.
No, no, I'd have taken that epidural for sure.
She didn't.
Yeah, no, no, dude, she
Either,
did it all
either
natural. Yeah,
same with Morgan. Yeah,
dude, that's insane.
savage, dude.
Yeah, it's insane to me, dude. And like I was there and part of the whole process, I was like, there's no fucking way I could have done that. There's no way at all.
I'm with you. I'm with you. And then my old lady, she wanted to do the home birth too at a point in time. I told her, no, I'm not
Yeah.
doing that. So God bless you guys for sending it, especially you. I mean, I couldn't have done
And
it.
it's nerve-wracking for sure. We did so we had like, we had we're gonna do the water birth. So we had the tub at the house and I had everything planned out, put together beforehand. I tested, the process and all that. And, we're getting to a point where the midwife's like, hey, get the tub filled up. We're ready to get rolling. And I get the tub, it's filling up. And then next thing I know, like my hot water heater goes out like 30 minutes into filling the tub.
Oh,
I'm like, fuck me, dude. So we're like, I've got like 4 pots that we're just boiling water, throwing it in. An hour later, we finally get the damn thing filled up. And then she's in it. She's going through her, she's going through her ebbs and flows with pushing and all that. And then she overheats. So like I got towels with ice water in a bowl and I'm putting them all over her. And like 5 minutes goes by and the towels are like hot. So they're checking the baby's heart rate. His heart rate's spiking up. Hers is spiking up. So I'm fucking starting to freak out. And I had to go to the bathroom for a second. I'm like, how the fuck are we even going to get her to the hospital? She's got a baby that's halfway through her pelvis. Like, how do we, I don't know. I was like, I don't even know how to navigate this. And like, we ended up getting her out of the tub. She got cooled down. And then 20 minutes later, he was here. So like, we made it through that hump. But there was that one part where I was like, fuck, man, I don't know if we're going to be able to go through with this homework. Like, we're going to have to go to the hospital and she might have to have a
mhm.
C-section or something. I don't know. But it was definitely dicey towards the end there.
God bless. How's mom doing now? She's probably starting to maybe get a little bit active.
Yeah, she is. She is. She just started getting back into working out a couple weeks ago. She's walking every day with him, so he likes being strapped to her chest, so she'll strap him on her chest and she'll go walk with him. She get a couple of miles in, so she's been doing that every day, either with her, just by herself if I'm at work, or if I get back early enough, then we'll go do a walk with her and the dogs and all that. So she's got a good rhythm, man. Luckily with the new job, she doesn't have to go back to work if she doesn't want to. So, that's a blessing in and of itself. Like we were talking about that beforehand, before I took a new job, and I was like, fuck, man, like she's gonna have to go back to work just to pay for childcare. Like that's literally it. And it's like, there's what's the point of that? Like if we're gonna pay somebody else to watch our kid and spend 2 grand plus a month for daycare, I'm like, you might as well just stay home. We'll try to figure it out. And then, luckily I got this new job, and it provides for her to not have to do that, so she can stay at home full time with the baby and all that. So.
Yeah, dude, you're blessed. That's a big deal,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a real big deal. What is your all's has it had an impact on your marriage at all? Like in a positive or negative way, or are you finding yourself they say, dude, like with when you have a kid, you can enter the roommate stage and it's all about the baby, the baby, the baby, the
hmm
baby. What's your relationship been like with your wife since becoming new parents?
I would say, I mean, I think it's overwhelmingly positive, man. I mean, there's times where like, more like within the first couple of weeks where we were a little bit tired and, I'm trying to navigate like where it is that I can help with and like getting her to tell me when she needs help. But I mean, dude, it's been overwhelmingly positive, man. Like I mean, for me, like this shift started to happen like months before he was here of like, okay, like what is it that I can do to help her out? But then like when your son like when he's here, it's like I said earlier, like my whole level of respect for my wife has just exponentiated. Like I already had a huge level of respect for her, but it's just different seeing her just come into that role and have those maternal instincts just like from the jump. It's just so impressive. So I'm just like, okay, well, like what can I do to help? So I've just been doing as best as I can to just like work on our communication. Like, what is it that I can do to help you out? Whether it's like, if I'm getting up early in the morning and something as simple as like feeding the dog before I leave so she didn't have to think about it. It's like trying to find those little things throughout the day that I can do for her so she can just focus on like the baby and whatever else it is that she wants to do so she doesn't feel like so overwhelmed with things because just taking care of the baby alone is a fucking full-time gig. So, but overwhelmingly positive, man.
That's good. Yeah, I found myself walking out the door this morning and getting halfway to my truck and being thinking to myself, I didn't feed the fucking dogs, damn it. So
Yeah,
I had ran back inside to do that so she
yeah,
wouldn't have to worry about it. It's little things like that because if you don't, I'd venture to say you're probably going to hear about it.
for sure. Yeah.
Maybe not that day, but there will be a boiling point. It's like, hey, it would really be beneficial if you could just feed the dogs,
Hmm.
because they bark all day if you don't.
Yeah.
It's like it takes fucking 10 minutes, man.
Yeah. It's really
And
it doesn't take much extra, but it's just like it's the thing of just being more thoughtful, and like being married and having a kid, like you can't think about yourself, right? Like you got to be thinking about like the next steps and like trying to think about the bigger picture. So just like you said, like little things like that, man, to where she's not harboring resentment at you and vice versa for certain things. It's just, I mean, it's just you're still a team. Your teamwork and your dynamic has just changed now that you have this little baby to take care of. So it's just, it's trying to find those little things that you can help each other out with. But I mean it's a challenge, you know what I mean? Like there's no fucking blueprint for it, right? So just trying to figure out like I mean just like even little noises he makes at night, things like that, like that used to freak me out at night, especially when we got back from the hospital. It's like any little squeak or something he'd make, I'm like wide awake first, like with drop of a dime. And luckily like he's sleeping better now and we're on a good rhythm, so I'm not as on edge as I was for the first couple of weeks. I don't even think we slept in our bed for the first couple of weeks. We just crashed on the couch because the setup was just easier for us there. So we were just sleeping on the couch for like first 3 weeks he was born.
we were Googling why does my baby have the hiccups like on day two. Is this
Dude, that is
normal?
that's that's your best and your worst friend. I tried to stop myself from doing that. My wife read all the books. I'll be honest, like I read a couple pages of a book and I was like, I'll figure it out. So that's kind of been my mindset about being a dad is like, fuck it, I'll just figure it out and I'll listen to my wife because she reads all the books.
Yeah. We were in the hospital. I think we stayed 2 nights. That's like
Hmm.
protocol.
Hmm.
And day three came around and we're looking at each other. We were comfortable, man. We had a nice setup. Everything was
Yeah,
good. They were changing diapers when we wanted them to. We were trying to
nice.
rest, and we're talking to each other, and we're discussing, hey, I wonder if they would let us stay an extra night. And we asked them if we could stay an extra night, and they're like, no, everything checks out. You guys are good, and you're not gonna like the price. You need to fucking
Yeah,
leave. And we
yeah,
were so bummed.
that's
Um,
hilarious.
and then there's
Did
no
you?
blueprint for it either, man. It's scary.
No. So I was gonna ask you along those lines, like when you got home and it's you and your wife for the first time with your baby, and you're looking at him, what were you thinking? Because I know what I was thinking, but I want to hear what your thoughts were.
We didn't know what to fucking think.
Yeah,
I didn't know what to think, man. I got this little creature in between my legs, and it's the coolest thing in the world. But like I told you, we freaked out the first night when with him having the hiccups.
yeah, yeah.
You
That's that.
know?
I was looking at so like I think the midwives ended up leaving at like 2:30 in the morning, something like that. And I got my son on my chest and I'm looking at my wife and she's like half nodding off. I got my dogs on the bed with me and I'm like, what do I do? I'm like, I have no clue what the fuck to do right now. I'm like, do I sleep? Do I let him sleep? When do I change him? Like dude, I was nervous as fuck, dude. It was a hell of a hard time trying to even just get to sleep that.
It's really a miracle when you think about it. The whole process, man.
It makes it doesn't I mean it makes sense obviously like but like it also doesn't at the same time. Like you just figure it out or you hope that your parents figure it out for you. and you're just kind of like fucking playing, throwing, like swinging from the hip. It's I don't know. When you're at least when I was a kid, you look at adults and you're like, oh, they're like they got to figure it out. They're an adult. But I mean, you get older and you realize like nobody has it figured out. We're just fucking grown up kids trying to figure it out as we go. Like I don't know. I know I'm a dad and I get to see him every day and I love it. And it's just weird. Sometimes it doesn't feel real at times. It's kind of a trip, dude.
Do you ever think that there's no way your parents were this hands-on with you as you are with your boy?
At times, yeah, for sure.
I
Yeah.
always think that. I'm like,
I mean,
there ain't nobody better than us. There's nobody doing it how we're doing it. I'm like, there's
no,
no
dude.
way my parents were this tentative to me as we are to
We are
him.
way more locked in this generation, I think.
100, I think so too.
Yeah.
Our
Yeah.
generation gets,
It's
how old are you? You're 30, aren't you?
34, yeah. Yeah.
34? Yeah, we're about the same
Mm,
age. Dude, our generation gets kind of a bad rap, you know that. But I know some really fucking good parents.
for sure, dude. Like getting up early, working out, holding down a job, providing for your family, changing diapers, fucking, if you're not breastfeeding, they're out fucking warming up milk up at all hours of the night. I mean, like the amount of shit that dads do nowadays is significantly higher than I think any other generation. I mean,
I agree with
not to
that.
say other generations weren't great, but like we're doing way more than our previous generations were, I think, as dads.
I think so too. Yeah, let's give ourselves some props here. I like it.
Yeah. So your son just turned a year old recently, right?
Yeah, he's 14 months and some change.
What'd you guys do for his year birthday?
Just hung out. My dad and stepmom came into town and we bought him like a little funnel cake and he wanted absolutely fucking nothing to do with it. And
Look at it. Look at him.
so we threw a ribeye in front of him, which is one of his favorite foods, and he just tore it down.
I love it, dude. I love it.
Yeah, he
He's
wanted nothing to do
he's
with the cake, bro. Nothing.
he knew his dad was watching. He knew he wasn't about to break his
Yeah.
diet for me.
He's like, it ain't Saturday. You can't have that. Yeah,
That's great, dude. When did you
yeah.
start feeding him solid foods?
6 months on the dot.
Yeah. And
On
just
the dot.
what was the first thing you gave him?
I know we started off with butter, avocado, bone marrow. That was like the first three things that we kind of started to implement.
That was the bone marrow's the one that we were looking at doing for his first like solid meal too. I feel like
Yeah,
it's a good
we
choice.
would almost render it down and then
Hmm.
freeze it and put it in these like little like ice cube trays almost.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
That way they can kind of just chew on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's so as so you're about a year ahead of me as being a dad. What's what's something that surprised you the most that you give me some advice on or
Good question. When they say time flies, I mean it really does.
hmm
I was looking at pictures of him the other day, around 2, 3 months, and I don't even remember him looking like that.
yeah,
I really don't.
I
I'm
believe
like,
it.
I'm like, he looked like a little alien, Morgan. Like that was our kid, because you think your
Yeah.
kid is the cutest kid of all time, always,
Oh, of course. Of course.
always,
Yeah.
always. And
Yeah.
I'll die on that hill. But I look back at pictures. I'm like, he looked like a little alien. That was him? She's like, yeah, he was a little alien. I'm like, well, he doesn't look
Yeah.
anything like that now. But it really does fly, and they're watching,
hmm
man. They're
Yeah.
watching big time. We'll take him on walks, and we'll hold hands, and he'll just look at our hands and start smiling as they're
Really.
locked together. Yeah, and then
That's cute.
if
Yeah.
we hug, it just lights him up. He loves
Yeah.
it. Or if we kiss, we do that on purpose all the time. We'll hold hands, hug,
hmm
and kiss, and it
hmm
lights him up like a Christmas tree.
I love it, man.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
it's
That's awesome.
it,
I mean, that's good. I mean, that's shit that kids need to see, man. Like they need to see that you guys have a high level of respect for one another. You love each other. Like you're setting a good foundation for them.
yeah. So I don't really think that answered your question. It's just I'm figuring it out myself, but they're watching freaking everything.
Dude, well, I mean, I was surprised. Like he just recently found his tongue and his
What's
hands.
your boy's name?
Lucas.
Lucas?
Yeah. What was yours?
Okay. Brooks.
Brooks. Love it. Good name. We But was I saying? Oh yeah, he just recently found his tongue in his hands, right? So like I'll stick my tongue out at him, and dude, I'll be damned if he doesn't stick his tongue right back out at me, dude. He thinks it's the funniest thing in the world. And I'm like, that just blows my mind at like 2.5 months old. He's already like mimicking things. I mean, like, obviously not around kids if you don't have kids for the most part. So it's like, I'm not used to being around a baby like that. So like, I just never thought like, oh, they can pick shit up like that early on. You
Big
know,
time.
it's pretty impressive to see like what they pick up at that age.
Big time. Yeah, he'll start eating his feet, and yeah, it's
Yeah.
funny. And then he'll have like
Yeah.
a there's like a series of 8 to 10 things that he does, and
Yeah.
we'll just go through that list of things,
Hmm.
and it's hilarious. We'll be like to the moon, and he'll point up top, and he'll just do a bunch of random things that he like. They're almost his ticks, and it's
Yeah.
so funny, dude. It's so funny.
Yeah, dude, it's the best, man. It's finding your kid's little thing that he likes to do. Like I was telling you earlier, like play like he likes playing like he likes when you like play around with his feet and like kind of just like shake his feet a little bit. He thinks it's the funniest thing
Oh
in the
yeah,
world, and there's like a couple of specific noises I can make. I'll just do it until I can't get him to laugh anymore, until he gets tired or he starts wanting to eat or something like that. Because it's just it makes me laugh. It makes me laugh fucking like I'm like belly laughing with him while we're doing it. It's just there's nothing better, man. It's just the coolest thing in the world, man.
it is. It's fun to talk to newer dads about it.
Hmm.
And what is your routine or schedule looked like? I mean, because I probably hear it more than you just due to my line of work, but I
Hmm.
can't. I don't have time. Is
Yeah,
a one that I get a lot, especially
yeah,
with dads or guys that are dads, husbands,
yeah,
and have jobs. They don't have time.
yeah, yeah,
Obviously, you and I
yeah.
are pretty busy, but somehow, some way, Nick, we always find at least a few minutes for ourselves to stay in some sort
Yeah.
of physical shape. What's that transition been like for you, and kind of what is your new routine? Because I know it's changed.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'll tell you, it has not been easy. It's been hard. I don't think if I hear people say they don't have time, I hear they don't have the energy to do it. It's not the time. You just don't have the fucking energy. I gotta be at work at 7:30, 7:45 every day, and I work 45 minutes from my house. So that means if I want to work out in the morning, I've got to get up
Yeah,
at
you're early.
4:45, 5 o'clock. I got to be either in my garage working out. I got to be in the garage or at the gym at 6 a.m. Get a 45-minute workout in, shower, get on the road, and I'm at work. So it's like, and some days, I'll be honest, like, dude, I have fucking zero energy to work out, especially the last couple of weeks. I was sitting in the recliner yesterday when I got home from work, and I was sitting there feeling like shit, and I was looking at my wife. I'm like, fuck, I have just zero energy to work out. I could give a fuck about working out right now. I sat down for about 15 minutes, got up, went to the garage, got on the bike, and I just biked zone two for like 35, 40 minutes just to break a sweat, just to do something. It's just like you just got to figure it out, man. It's just like I'm kind of like I was getting in a really good shape before my son was here because I knew there'd be, like a little bit of a let off there. So like I'm just trying to get back into it on a regular basis. So right now it's just like I'm trying to make sure I'm in the gym 3 to 4 times a week, and it's whether it's just like lifting some weights, doing some cardio, going for a run before or after work, or if I can get to the gym and go do a workout at Tag Games gym up in Georgetown by my place and get to see people in the morning. It's just trying to do something, man. But it's not a lack of time, it's just a fucking lack of energy, man. It's just you gotta be more disciplined. That's really the main thing. Like that's what you're gonna fall back on because your motivation's gonna go down. You're gonna be tired. So
Glad that you said that you weren't feeling it, but you just went on the bike for 30, 40 minutes. Sometimes that's all it takes, man. You don't have to do some crazy fucking AMRAP or some big strength session. Just literally figure out a way to pop a bead and
yep,
sweat. That's
that's
it.
it. Yep,
That's
that's it,
it.
man. Even in the morning, just like if I'm like fuck it, I got up later than I wanted to. I'm like, okay, well I can still go to the gym and go to the sauna. I still go sit in the sauna, go do a little light movement, stretch, get a good sweat in, and then if I can get back to the gym after work, or if I could do something in the garage later, I'll do that. But like even if I don't, at least hey, I broke a sweat. I did something for my health that day. So just trying to find something that's healthy to do. Whether it's daily or 3 to 4 times a week. But it's not easy, dude. It's hard as fuck, especially because your sleep schedule completely changes.
Yeah, it does. It does. Isn't it cool to almost have like a brand new purpose in life?
Yeah, it's there's a different it's a different gear and a different level of motivation for sure. It's one of those things where it's like we just talked about, like they're watching, they may not understand, but they're watching and they're seeing habits, and like those habits that they see you and your wife doing, like they are going to adopt those until they get old enough to either continually fall in those ruts, or they decide, well, I saw my parents doing this and I want no part of what they were doing, so I'm going to do something completely different. So, it's a different level of motivation when you think of it that way. I want my son to see, like, you still need to go, you still need to handle your work, you still need to handle your business, you have to do just the basic things, but it doesn't take a lot to be extra and just do the work that other people aren't willing to do. You just have to fucking be disciplined to do it at the end of the day.
Well, I wanted to do this pod for a multitude of different reasons,
Yeah,
and just it's fun to talk about something new with somebody who's also going through it, and everybody's experience is a little bit different. But
it is.
sometimes you don't really get to talk about things like this in depth.
Yeah.
And
And like, a lot of guys, I mean, like I don't have a lot of friends that have kids right now. But the cool thing is like, we've got two of our close friends that both kind of got pregnant around the same time. So like, it's cool to see, my wife kind of like helping, like being that person for like their wives, and like, they're going to her for advice, and like it's cool to see her like really have like owned that position, and that role of being a mom for her friends. And it's cool. It's cool, man. I love having my friends come over. Like we've been doing a lot of hosting at the house recently too. So like all, friends and family coming over, whether it's my family coming in from out of town, hers coming up from San Antonio, friends that live locally coming over, smoke some meat, hang out. And it's just like it's been a really good change of pace for me in particular, just because like I've been so nonstop go, like, working for Tat Games. I was on the road for fucking, a week or 2 weeks every single month for 3.5, 4 years. And to be home and be stable and just not traveling and like getting good time with my wife and my son, um, that's probably been the biggest gift out of everything, man. It's just been able to like slow down and like get back to things that I enjoy doing, like spending time with them, getting back into archery, focusing on things around the house. Just, it's been really fun just getting centered and getting back to the things that I enjoy doing.
I think we've always probably been both pretty good at not really concerning ourselves with a whole lot of stuff out maybe outside of our circle. But once you have that baby
Hmm.
too, my
Yeah,
gosh, really nothing else matters besides what's going on between your doors and your and under your roof, man.
yeah, yeah,
Gosh, you just really
absolutely.
could care less about what's going on in the world, or if somebody's upset at you or talking crap about you, you really just don't care. At least
No,
I don't, man. My
no. As
goodness.
long as as long as those two are happy, man, that's all that matters, dude.
Yeah, it's hands down the coolest thing. And then being able to watch your wife kind of transition into, you know, from a wife into a mother is one of the coolest things of all time. We
Yeah,
were we
yeah.
were probably close to where you guys are at, and it was a random Tuesday night, and one of us asked each other, "What did we used to do before all of this?" I think I said, "Fuck off." Like that's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Tuesday nights are now fun again, right?
yeah,
I mean,
yep,
there's always something to do. You can go on walks or just watch them crawl around on the floor. And
yeah.
when we used to just veg out and not do anything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's cool, man. Like there's, like you said, there's always something to look forward to, right? Like they're growing so quickly at this age, like there's always like, it's like week to week there's something new that they're like learning or doing. And like all those little milestones are really fun to kind of like keep tabs on and just like play around with them at, and like you said, like play around on the ground with them, little tummy time, whatever it may be. Like my one of my favorite things with him is if I can get him, if he's up early in the morning, I'll take him out on the back patio with me as the sun's rising, like birds are waking up, bugs are waking up, and dude, he just like he's so curious that he just like slowly opens his eyes and he's like looking around, looking at everything. And it's just like our own, like just minding his time while mom is still asleep and getting a little rest. And dude, it's just like I live for that. And if I don't get it in the morning, I'll do it at night with him when I get home. And it's just like that's just like the part of my days I live for now.
Do you have any advice for soon to be dads? I mean, everybody's experience is different, and it's not like we're OGs in the fatherhood game by any stretch of the imagination. But if you could
Yeah.
tell guys that are listening to this that are maybe soon to be parents or want to be parents, what can they expect? What's something that you've done that's maybe helped mom or that's made you more present? I'm curious.
Man, patience is a big one. Um, at early when they're this young, there's only so much you can do for him personally, right? It's not every there's not really a lot of like lessons to teach him right now. There's not like I can't like share wisdom or the things that you want, you're excited to do with a kid when you have them when they're older. So like understanding like the patience of like, what is my role in this with my wife and like what can I do to help her? Kind of like we were talking about earlier, man, just like being mindful of like the things that she has to take on and do because she's doing like 90% of the work. She's got to feed him, she's got to do a lot of like the things that only moms can do for him. So it's just the patience and just being understanding of like what the situation is, and that changes from month to month, right, as they get older. So I would say just understanding your role and practicing being patient with things as well.
Did you have to give up any hobbies or like what sacrifices have you had to make?
Man, I mean, the biggest thing was just the job change, man. Like I said earlier, I thoroughly loved what I did. I loved the sport. I loved the community. Um, I enjoyed the travel. The travel started to get long in the tooth for me at the end, to be honest. I was getting pretty sick of that. Um, but the sacrifice of changing my career at the same time of having a kid and changing it into a industry that I know fuck all about, to be quite frank. But I prayed on it a lot, and I made the decision to leave the company, and within a week, I had an offer for a job, and it just came to me just by dumb luck, man. The company had reached out to a really good friend of mine, and he wasn't wanting to leave his job, and he's like, I know somebody who would be perfect for the role. Made the introduction, and I had an offer letter, within that next week, and the offer, allowed me to not travel. It allowed my wife to not have to go back to work. It gave me the things that I was praying on, and it just happened, man. It's kind of crazy to when I sit and think about it, man. It's weird. It's very weird, man. We found diving into our faith a lot more over the last couple of years and praying about things a lot more. And it's not something I grew up doing, so it's been a little bit of a challenge for me, just being older and finding all that. So diving into praying more about the things that I want and trying to not stress about them, um, has just been a challenge. But I guess that was a very long-winded answer of what I sacrificed. But it was just crazy to see just how that whole like 90 days transpired for me. It was a completely different world for me.
God doesn't make mistakes, my friend.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
Yeah, timing isn't coincidence, man.
Yeah, yeah. So it's very humbling, man. I did a post about it, but um, I was like, how the fuck am I gonna take on being a dad and changing jobs? And I mean, dude, I had a fucking pit in my stomach when I knew I was making the job change, and I hadn't talked to my work about it yet because they were on a trip. I was still on paternity leave, and I was like, they're gonna come back, and like I've got to let them know that I'm leaving. And dude, that was a tough one for me, man. I felt like I was shedding something major. That was a major part of my life for such a long time. So that was a hard one to come to grips with. But again, like being home on a regular basis, it's I don't regret it one bit.
Life is in seasons, dude. How I look at it.
Hmm.
That was a really fun season for you. Kind of got to do what you want, learn a bunch of new skills, travel the country. I mean, dude, you weren't shooting guns like that before you started that job.
No,
No,
no.
now you have a whole new passion, right? Like it's something that you could probably teach people how to do. I mean, you have really good training. You've That's a fun season, dude. But in order to evolve into the next version of Nick Palacios, you had to get rid of that and take the
Yeah,
next step, man.
yeah. And honestly, man, like it all stemmed from picking up a bow a couple of years, dude. Like I mean, we kind of talked about it on our first podcast. Like, I fucking just got a bow, dove into it, got into the outdoor industry. Fucking just rapidly did a lot of what I wanted to, and tack games came around, and then I fucking did the same thing in that, dove both feet in the boat with that, and like you said, learned a bunch of skills, got to do a bunch of fun stuff. I mean, got to do all sniper matches, two gun matches, action shooting, like travel to Poland, do that with people from fucking 15 different countries out there. Like, it's just you. It was just solidifying. Like when I that I've been home to kind of like think about the last couple of years, it's like my life is so different from where it was in 2019 when I had a massive amount of instability in my life. I was fucking eviction notices, my car was getting repoed, had not a fucking dollar to my name. I made the change and I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna move to Texas and I'm gonna see how it goes. 2 months later, I met my wife, and she's been really like the fucking perpetuate, like she's been the catalyst for all of this change because she's given me a level of motivation that like I never had before because I didn't have shit. Like, and it's just been cool. It's been cool to see, man, being able to just kind of sit back and just think about the things that, you work hard for, and you work to build for. If you have people to build it for, that motivation is so much stronger than just trying to build something for yourself. Um, it's very humbling, I guess is the best way I could describe it.
I'm so happy that you're taking a second to reflect on where you've come live on the pod. It's almost like you've been like listening to side conversations I've been having with dudes that I coach and stuff. In
Yeah,
almost or in my head because that's something I've really been trying to do over the past 3, 4, 5, 6 months, dude. Is just take a freaking second and
yeah,
look at where you're at,
hmm,
bro. Look, so you're 34.
yeah,
At 24, if you could have proposed yourself this life, you would have taken it every single
yeah,
day of the week,
yeah,
bro.
absolutely, dude,
And
100%.
sometimes guys feel like they're behind and maybe they're not where they need to be, and they start looking over at Johnny and his old lady and that they're so much further ahead and they're even
Yeah,
younger than we are. Dude, fuck all that, bro.
yeah.
Nah, you're right where you need to be exactly.
Dude, you can always rebuild your life, dude. I did it at 27. I completely rebuilt my fucking life from the ground up. And I mean, like it sounds cliche, but you have to take a chance on yourself and like the ability that you have, and like know that I don't care what situation that I get put into or I put myself into, like I don't have an opportunity, I don't have an option not to fucking figure it out, And if you can fall back on like your confidence in your ability to do that, I think I mean, as long as you just don't fucking quit, you'll figure it out. Like, it's if you quit, that's when you don't figure it out, right? Then you're just right back at the fucking spot that you started at. So you might as well just keep it rolling, you know?
Yeah, and you're like me too, man. I need a little bit of pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. I do my best work when I am 2 days before a deadline, and I should have started 2 months ago, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, or if this doesn't work out, then what? Oh, nothing, because all of our eggs are in this basket. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, we should
yeah,
probably figure out a way to make it happen then.
yeah, exactly, exactly. But it's a good life, man. I'm very blessed beyond measure, man. Seriously, it's lived a lot of different lives, and I can say this is my favorite one. And I wouldn't change any of the fuck ups I made up until then. And I wouldn't change any of the decisions I made to get here.
And dude, we can come on this pod and talk it, but you see, like people that are in the spotlight do the same thing. I am. Are you into fighting at all?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I
Okay.
cannot fucking wait for the fight tomorrow.
Well, dude, if you're anything like me, I've literally watched every interview. I mean,
Mm,
and for the record, I am fully convinced that Connor is gonna fuck this dude up, and I hate
I
myself
cannot
for
wait.
that because he
I
is
don't. I love it. I love it,
it
dude. I'm so, I am
might be
on.
it might be the last time, bro, but I am fully convinced. Like he's got
Yeah.
me completely freaking convinced that this is what's gonna happen, and I hate myself for it. But at the same time, if it happens, it's like 2012 all over again.
Oh,
Uh,
dude. I was listening to the press conference and it brought me right back to like the like 2017, right before he won his second belt. I remember the bar I was at. I was by myself. Nobody else wanted to fucking go. I was like, fuck it. I'm just gonna go and have a good time, drink some beers, watch the fight, and like I've been so into it the last couple weeks, dude. I was like, dude, this is fucking
I brought that up because the guys are asking Connor, "Hey, would you change any?" He's like, "Nah, dude. Like I've learned from
mm,
all of this."
yeah,
And if you think you and I have made some mistakes, bro, no, not like that.
yeah,
Not
yeah,
like mistakes that he's made in front of the entire world. He's like, I wouldn't change none of
yeah,
it. I'm
yeah,
exactly where I need to be, man. So you and I can get on and say it, but for a guy of that magnitude to say pretty much the same exact thing, it's
mhm,
true, dude. People say, "Hey, no, I wouldn't change a thing," or "Hey, I made a lot of mistakes, but that's why I'm at where I'm at." They say that because it's fucking true, cliche or
yeah,
not. The
yeah,
cliche things are cliche because everybody says them, partly because they're true.
yeah, yeah.
That's why everybody says it.
Hmm.
You
Yeah, man.
know.
It makes you, I mean, turns you into who you are, man. It gives you your character, it gives you your resilience, you know. But yeah, dude, I cannot wait for that fight tomorrow. I am unashamed to say I'm a huge Connor fan. I always fucking will be.
Don't be
I just
ashamed. I am the same way.
there's nothing like a fight week when Connor's on the card, dude. It's always just pure entertainment.
Well, people are gonna listen to this and they're gonna see if we were right or not. Because I'll drop this after the fight next week. But
Hmm.
man, I hope so so bad. Because if he wins, dude, it's going Sizzler. He's gonna fight Islam or he's
Oh,
gonna
for sure.
fight Machado Gary in Dublin for
Yeah.
the 70. Because he's gonna fight for the belt next if he wins. One
Yeah.
thousand percent.
Oh, for sure. For
One
sure.
thousand
Absolutely.
percent.
I would love to see him drop down and fight Justin Gaethje, but
He
I
can't,
don't think
dude.
he'll do that again.
He didn't look that great to me this morning at 70. He didn't.
Yeah. And
There's
he
no
barely
way
made it.
he
He was at 170 and a half or something like
he
that.
dude, I don't see him getting to 55, bro. No. I
I
mean,
mean,
he
you
could
see him
do
at,
it. He could do it,
yeah.
but I didn't think he looked that great this morning.
No, I mean, he used to be fucking skin and bones when he was at that weight, back in the day. Now he's got so much, he walks around just way heavier than he used to be. So that would be fucking, I mean, he'd kill himself getting down that weight.
Because they'll probably, I mean, I bet you Connor, I bet you he'll be 83 to 85 tomorrow, wouldn't you say? Like
Oh,
fighting,
for sure.
walking into the cage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once he refeeds, gets water in him, all
Yeah.
that stuff, he'll balloon right back up.
Yeah, but he'll look good tonight too because I know you'll watch the ceremonial weigh in tonight.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah. You
yeah,
can't
I
not
will.
watch that. Yeah.
No, I've watched the
Yeah.
embeddeds, dude. I never watched the embeddeds ever.
Oh, yeah. No, when Connor's on an embedded, dude, you got to watch it. I actually haven't watched that yet, and I was planning to watch it tonight when I got home. I was like,
They're
okay,
not even that
I got to
good. They're
catch up
not
to
even that good. He's not even on it until episode 3 because he showed up on like Tuesday. But
it.
they're not even that good. It's just fun, dude. It's one of those
Yeah.
things where this could be the last one. I know he's supposed to
Hmm.
do one more on the contract, but doesn't mean that he has to.
Yeah, I mean, you never know, but it'd be good to see him and Nate do the rubber match and do that third match so he
Nah,
could have
fuck
won.
that.
Even though he, I
I don't
didn't
even want
see
to
him.
see that, dude. Did you see Diaz on the MVP card?
Yeah, it wasn't very good,
Terrible,
man.
bro.
Yeah, it was a bummer. He always kicks it in at like the last 30 seconds of the fifth round, and you're like, oh, he's actually gonna. Oh no,
It
he
doesn't
gets
really
close, but
matter if his face is too damaged to go. He
yeah,
bleeds instantly.
yeah, all the scar tissue he's got built up. Yeah, it's a bummer. The heyday of the sport is gone, but it's cool when you see the shadows of the guys that we grew up watching from like the late 2000s, early 2010s and shit like that come back and fight. But it's always
No.
appreciated because you're like, fuck, dude, they're all getting up there.
I still think it's good, man. Like the White House card was gas. This card is gas. Islam's card, I don't know who's on it, but that's a good fight. There's good fights to be had.
Yeah, there's always good. I mean, there's it's the sport's definitely changed. I don't watch it quite as much as I used to anymore, but I think it's they kind of have a reputation for turning new stars up and kind of spitting them out.
Yep.
But we'll see where the sport goes. The sport's still fucking making money, so
Yeah, just a little bit, just a couple doll hairs.
yeah, a couple of them. But what's next for you though, man?
Man, I'm just getting it one day at a time, making this thing happen. Just trying to build my
What's
business and help dudes out in the process and be a good husband and a daddy. That's really all I care about, dude. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm similar to you. I ain't been to a traditional gym in probably a month. I'm just
Yeah.
rocking it out in the garage. I'm getting a bunch of steps in. I'm doing hot dad walks. I'm doing body weight stuff, bro. I'm just like,
There you go.
I'm cooling.
Letting the
I'm,
let the neighborhood know who's the top dad.
I'm letting them know exactly
Yeah.
what the fuck's going on. You're right. Hmm.
Blasting the 80s rock, working out, shirt off, all the good stuff.
That's it, baby.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
So
Well,
nothing,
I'll tell you,
dude.
it's been cool to see the growth of, just your page and the podcast and the work that you've continually put into this. Like to see, like from where you first took it to now, dude, it's incredible, man. I'm always rooting for you in my corner of the world here, man. So it's awesome to see, dude. Seriously.
Appreciate that, bro. Yeah, but just one day at a time, man. Trying to be a good human. That's
Mm,
really it. That's really all that matters, dude. Give back when you can give back. You're more apt to get more blessings if you return the favor to folks.
hmm
Just stay right with my wife and my baby, and just be a good example, man. Like there's so many as new parents, especially. You can question yourself if you're doing the right thing. Are we doing this right?
Yeah,
And dude, go for a walk at a zoo. You'll see some
yeah,
parents at the zoo that aren't on your level, calling it what it is, bro. It just is what the fuck it is.
yeah,
And we'll see
yeah,
people like that. And I'm not trying to like put people into boxes or whatever, but it is what it is. So I'll call it how it is. I'll lean over to Morgan. I'll be like, hey, I think we're doing all right. We're doing pretty good.
yeah,
We're
yeah,
doing pretty good.
yeah.
Like
Mm,
they've been letting their kid cry for the past 20 minutes, and they just gave him a box of animal crackers.
yeah,
I think we're doing all right.
yeah, for sure.
You know,
It's
so when you get overwhelmed, I guess I'm saying this because when you get overwhelmed, like y'all are probably doing a pretty kick-ass job.
I appreciate it, man. So it's definitely interesting to see now that we have kids. It's one of those things we pay attention more when we're out and about, and we see how people like manage their children and shit like that when they're out in public. And I do the same thing. I look at mine, I'm like, I will be goddamned if my kid does something like that in public, and I ask him to please stop doing something like that. I'm like, that to me drives me absolutely
Yep.
fucking crazy, dude.
Well, that means you
Like,
care, dude. That means like I know you'll
yeah,
be you already are a great dad, I'm sure, but I know you'll be a good one when he can actually comprehend what it is that you want him to do or lessons that you're trying to teach him. I know you'll be great because that kind of shit bothers you, partly because you probably fear that if you weren't squared away, that could be you if you didn't care so much.
yeah, oh, absolutely, absolutely, man. It's a whole lot of things swirling around as far as just the dad that I want to be, and I try to just remind myself to just fucking take it a day at a time, and I'll figure it out as things come up. And
Like anything, dude.
yeah,
You figure it out as you go. It's a fun journey, though. I tell you that it's the most fun I've ever had.
yeah, it's the most rewarding thing I've ever done. I've only done it for 3 months, but everything else pales in comparison to it.
Everything. Yeah, no close second. Have you had to leave town yet on a decent clip or no?
Yeah, so the after he was so I still had to finish out my month of work with Tack Games in May, and he had already been born there, so he was like maybe 5 weeks old, so I had to be on for like 4 days for that
Your
trip.
boy was born in May?
No, April,
April?
April.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so it was like mid-April, and then like I think it was like mid-May, so he's like a month old, and I had to leave for like 4 days for that trip, and I hated every every minute of it, to be honest. Dude, I was like, fuck, dude, I just want to be back home with him. I have my wife. My wife's great at like sending me videos and things like that throughout the day, but it
which
just
makes it
makes me miss
worse.
them more. Yeah. Oh
Yep.
yeah, absolutely makes it way worse. Makes it way worse. So, and then when I went home, that event that they put on was like a muddy mess. Like it was just our joke with tag games is like we always bring shit weather wherever we go. Like it can be fucking middle of summer, 100+ degree weather for 30 days, and we're gonna bring rain and shit weather. And sure as hell, like it was a rainy, muddy mess. And I had to leave because I had to get ready for my work, my new job the following Monday. And I was like, man, not can't say I'm mad that I missed that one. It was just one of those things where I was like, it's good. I made the right decision for the time being. So,
That's one thing. That's a piece of advice I'll leave some new dads with is you better prepare yourself if you leave. Like if you
mhm,
go on some trip and you act like everything's gonna be honky dory for 5 days while you're gone, dude, you gotta reevaluate. I was so homesick when I went out on a an elk trip. We
mhm,
had them in May. I went out in September, and dude, the whole time I didn't want to be there. And
really,
we're elk
yeah,
hunting, dude. Like
yeah,
we're elk hunting, one of the
oh yeah,
coolest things on planet Earth. And I did not want to be there. I was trying to leave on day 2. No
yeah. Well,
bullshit.
it doesn't help that you have nothing but time on your hands to sit and think.
I wasn't prepared for it at all, dude. I thought I
Yeah,
was. I thought I'd be good the whole time. I'm on my phone middle of the day watching videos. It was
hmm
nope. I wasn't
yeah.
prepared for it at all.
So knowing that going into hunting season this year, is there any way that you're gonna prepare differently? Or are you gonna go, or what are you thinking for this year?
I know that I have to go. I know that I need that time
Yeah, for
because I
sure.
didn't really give myself that time last year, and I was still fruitful, but I need intentional time.
Yeah, yeah. You gotta balance it. You definitely have to balance it out. But if you can take whatever little bit of time for yourself, like you're gonna show up better for your family anyway. So my wife is good about understanding that and who I am. And she literally actually last night was like, "You need to go out and go on a hunt soon." And I was like, "Yeah, you're not wrong." I was like, "That would be awesome." It's been a couple of years since I've actually been out on like a actual hunt. So that's something that we were talking about last night. I was like, "All right, well, figure something out for the season."
But right now, you probably don't even give a fuck, dude. Like I didn't. Like
Yeah,
hunting or
it's
hanging out with the fam. Hanging out with
yeah,
the fam. I do
yeah.
not care.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And I haven't done it for, I mean, I've done hunts in Texas, here and there, like, got to shoot in the works last year. And, I usually do one or two a year, but they're in Texas. I haven't done an out of state hunt in a few years. So it's not like I've been doing it nonstop like I was before I started working for Tat Games. So, I'm not chomping at the bit, but, I definitely do miss it. And I definitely want to get back out there and just do it, do at least one out of state hunt a year, like I was doing before.
I'm excited for you, man. It's cool to stay up on your journey and watch you kind of settle in as a dad, and it's cool, man. I just want my people to win, so it's fun. I'm happy for you guys.
Thank you, man. So are we, man. Definitely happy for you guys as well too, man. Like I said, it's good to see you grow. Good to see you growing as a dad and as a business owner. All the good stuff, growing the community that you're growing. It's impressive to see, dude.
Appreciate that. That's what I got, man. Where can people find you?
Just man, Instagram at Nick Palacios TX, and that's really it, man. Trying to slowly getting back into making some content, like I said earlier, kind of doing some things that I like to do. So, luckily I still have some companies I work with, so playing around with that, getting back in the swing of that, and all that good stuff. So,
Good. Well, thanks again, dude. Stay on the line. I'll get your file uploaded and I'll get you out of here.
awesome, brother.